Thank you. I'm deeply honored. I didn't plan to speak today. I didn't plan on it. And then I thought, I'm an artist. And these are all young artists. And so I thought that I needed to speak to you. Just a few things. I'll just take a few moments. Of course, I'm honored to be here. MICA, thank you. The Board of Trustees, thank you. The students, thank you. The faculty and staff, thank you. I just want to talk to you for a moment about success and about what we do as artists. About what we do as artists. We know that one way or another, and sooner or later, each and every one of you, each and every one of us will have to determine for ourselves what is success and what is failure, and how we plan to work, how we plan to move ahead, how we plan to be involved in this extraordinary thing that we've decided to engage in, this process. So sooner or later, we each have to come to terms with this idea of ourselves, of success and failure, what it means, and we'll have to establish many of those standards in a lot of ways for ourselves. I can honestly say that being an artist is perhaps one of the most difficult things I could have decided to do. And at the same time, it's the only thing that I could imagine doing. But I want to do something just for a moment. I want you to bear with me for a moment. I want to sort of zoom back, right? Just zoom back, and let's pretend like we are now in the future and we're looking back over our time and over our lives individually as artists. Of all of the possibilities you alone held probable cause and turned to the world of art, seeking to answer this one question: who will control you and your creation and your production? Who will control your energy, your time, your life? Will it be you, or will it be somebody else? Answering this question becomes an obsession. It becomes your preoccupation, and it becomes your driving force, and it is the hound dog that is on your tail. Somewhere along the line, you made the decision that art spoke to you deeper than almost anything else, and that it alone held the key to unlocking a certain kind of mystery. But moving forward, you discovered that art making is perhaps one of the more difficult things that you do. It requires tremendous courage, enormous sacrifice, great risk, and sometimes cold hard cash. Now, knowing this, you nevertheless stand at the precipice and you leap into the abyss, into the arms of uncertainty. Open and alert, you respond sensitively to the world around you, and it causes you great pain, it causes you great trepidation. But of course, these are the natural byproducts of a closely examined life. You work and you work and you work and you work and you work, and you are determined to wrestle this thing we call art to the ground, making it do what you want it to do, bending it to your will. And sometimes, and oftentimes, it refuses, as you all know. But your vision is not yet formed, right? It does not have yet that distinctive mark that is absolutely you yet. Not for the moment. And for the moment, it seems that Providence has you and has left you high and dry, and in your despair, and I know this, you toss and you turn and you cry yourself to sleep night after night after night, endlessly doubting your capacity, your ability to make, your ability to produce, your ability to be the creative, that creative engine that you want to be. And sometimes you feel lost. Sometimes you feel like a motherless child. And searching high and low for your own voice. Searching high and low for your own voice, or for your own expressive utterance. Sometimes you feel as though you've been led down dissipating paths. And so you stumble. You stumble and you fall, you stumble and you fall, and you get back up. You stumble and you fall, you stumble and you fall, and you get back up. And sometimes confused and dazed, you feel as though the whole world has turned against you, conspiring against all of your effort. It's like bad luck. A black cat bone, mojo got you by the tail. And yet and still, you pursue. And every morning you get up and you rise and you hit it. And you continue to work. Some of you, overwhelmed by this fight, overwhelmed by the effort, become exhausted. You hang back, and some of you fall out. And then there are others of you who, with no apparent reason and no effort on your part, you simply meet Lady Luck, and you sail into the sunset, silver lining shrouding you, guardian halo hovering just above your head, success greeting you with open arms. And some of you, dwelling long and hard, making extraordinary work, and yet success seems to elude you. There are no gallery shows, there are no museum exhibitions, there are no publications, there's little recognition, and everything seems to be simply slipping. But in your spare time, you still continue to work between family, husband, wife, lover, partner, friends. But you work, you have this effort, but sometimes the work and the effort is simply misunderstood, and it takes a heavy toll. You pay a heavy price, and you're flat broke, and those college fees are still, those loan fees are still due. And then even sometimes your parents say, Lord, would this child just get a job? And through it all, you continue to work in spite of it all, and you challenged all of those traditions that seem to deny you a voice and a rightful place. You stood your ground. You stood your ground, and you distinguished between the difference between the art world and the world of art. And you came to know full well that you did not enter this pursuit, this thing called art, for the money, because you're really no fool. You didn't do it for that, but you really did it for the extraordinary thing that it is, the extraordinary thing that it offers, the extraordinary meaning that it offers, the extraordinary purpose that it offers, the extraordinary illumination that it offers. There's nothing more rewarding than doing what you want with your life. How do you measure your life? How will you measure your life? How will you measure your life? And hopefully when you get far, far, far beyond this day in your lives and deeply rooted in your work, regardless of how it turns out, you will look back on it and you will say, no regrets. I have no regrets. I have no regrets. Thank you. Congratulations.